protein that I love. I've really heavily gotten back into time blocking. Fills my cup up so much. My energy is feeling pretty good. So I had a 30-day cycle. So this is my little supplement drink, a visualization meditation. I'm such a sunrise and sunset girly. Good morning, welcome back to another vlog. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I'm just making myself some brekkie at the moment. I just got home from a little sunset beach walk. I don't think I've really showed this in my vlogs. It's been over 4 weeks since the last time that I vlogged. Okay, I somehow didn't charge my camera battery at all the past 4 weeks, so you're on my phone now. I can't remember what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I got home from a sunrise beach walk, which I've been doing. I'm not gonna say daily because it's not daily. I've been doing maybe like 4 or 5 times a week, and I've been loving it so much. It's genuinely made like the biggest difference to my day. I'm such a sunrise and sunset girly. Like I am that girl that will always take photos of the sunset or sunrise, always upload them. Like they just fill my heart up so much. If you've watched some of my previous vlogs, you'd know that I was waking up a little bit earlier to sit just out in my backyard to watch the sunrise while doing a bit of breath work, having my bone broth, that sort of thing. But it's just so much nicer at the beach, and I realized I kept wondering why the sunrise, didn't look very good from my backyard, but then I realized it's because the houses are blocking half of it. So I've been taking myself to the oh my God, I can't speak. I've been taking myself to the beach for the sunrise because obviously you can see everything at the beach, and it's been absolutely stunning. Fills my cup up so much, puts me in such a better mood for the day. I've been taking myself there. I've been making myself a nice little warm drink, usually like a hot chocolate or something like that, and taking myself there, going for a quick little walk along the water, watching the sunrise, and then sitting there and doing just some like breath work, or I've started doing a visualization meditation recently that I actually made myself. So I'm sure you guys have heard of visualization meditations before. It's where you sit down, you close your eyes and you visualize yourself living your dream life. I've always listened to generic visualization meditations, but recently I decided to make my own. So I recorded myself talking, I put on some meditation music in the background, and then I sat there and I explained in detail my dream life, like exactly where I want to be, exactly what I want to be doing, so that it's a lot more specific to me and I can really get in the zone about what I want, rather than just listening to a generic visualization meditation about my dream life and trying to think on the spot about everything that I want to achieve. I now have it all in this recording that I've made myself. Everything is in there so that I can listen to this recording and be like, this is exactly what I want, and it really puts me in the mindset. So anyway, I've been doing that most mornings. I don't do it every single morning just because I do really value sleep, and I like to allow myself to sleep in like once or twice a week just to let my body get as much rest as it needs to. But like 4 to 5 times a week I've been doing it, and it's been so lovely. There's not always a nice sunrise. Obviously some mornings it's really grey, but still just the act of getting myself up and out of bed and taking myself to the water, even if it's not a nice sunrise, it's still been really nice, and it's a really nice way to start my day. And I just notice I feel more positive and bright and energetic for the day. So anyway, that's what I did this morning, and I'm home now. I am just making myself some brekkie, making myself a nice big bowl of oats. I've been loving warm oats at the moment because it's so fucking cold here at the moment. Another Queenslander complaining about the cold, but it's not that cold, I know, but for us it feels cold. So I've been obsessed with my big bowl of warm oats at the moment, and I've finally found a protein that I love. I am, dare I say, one of the fussiest people in the world when it comes to protein. I have tried so many, and so many of them make me gag, and in my last vlog, I tried out the Naked Harvest proteins, and I had pretty high hopes for that because I know that a lot of people love it. I just wasn't the biggest fan. I know that a lot of people really love Naked Harvest, but I guess my taste buds are just a bit different, so I personally didn't really like it. But I have finally found a protein that I can genuinely hand on heart say that I actually really enjoy. So I've been using the Macro Mike peanut and almond plant protein. I know that a lot of you guys would have most likely heard of Macro Mike. They're quite popular. I have been wanting to try Macro Mike for years, but for whatever reason, I just kept putting it off. I kept putting things in my shopping cart and then just not buying them and following through. But I decided to finally bite the bullet and I ordered a sample pack from them. And it is the first time I have ever tasted a protein that I would happily drink just by itself or like with milk and not have to put it in a smoothie or something like that to hide the taste. So this one is the peanut plant protein in chocolate caramel. I also really love the chocolate peanut butter. It's such a nice tasting protein. I know that everyone's taste buds are different because I have had someone message me saying that they personally hated this protein, which is totally fair. Everyone's taste buds are different, but for my taste buds at least, this is the nicest protein that I have ever tried. And I'm so happy that I finally found a protein that I would happily have every single day, because this has just been such a long journey for me. I've tried so many that people said that they loved and I've just hated almost every single one. So I was in shock when I tasted this one and I was like, oh, this is actually really nice. But seriously, if you are like me and you're really fussy with your protein, I really urge you to give Macro Mike a try. Start with the samples first because, as I've said, everyone's taste buds are so different. You might end up not liking it. But the peanut protein in particular is my favorite because it's a peanut-based protein. It kind of tastes more so like peanut butter rather than that like disgusting protein taste that always makes me gag. So if you're not a fan of peanuts or peanut butter, they're probably not going to be your forte. But since I don't mind peanut butter, I would much rather have a protein that tastes a lot like peanut butter than I would have a protein that tastes like majority of the other proteins that I've tried. I'm in a really good mood today because it's fly-in day. So for anyone that hasn't watched one of my vlogs before, my partner Lucas does fly-in, fly-out work. So he spends a week away and then a week home. And it's fly-in day today, which always puts me in a good mood because I'm really excited to see him. So he'll be home in a few hours. I actually won't get to see him until later this afternoon because I have to leave for work before he gets home, and he's coming off nights, so he's probably going to come home and sleep a bit. So I'm in a really good mood this morning because of that. So this is my little supplement drink that I'm having every single morning after my brekkie with all of the supplements that my naturopath has requested me to take to help balance my hormones, regulate my cycle, and manage fatigue. So we've got PH, oh my god, my phone's going crazy. PHGG. Apparently this helps increase beneficial bacteria in the gut. We are not just looking at my hormones at the moment, we're also looking at my gut and reducing inflammation, which will then in turn obviously help my hormones. So we've got that for increasing beneficial bacteria. NAC, it is to support liver health, detoxification, reduce inflammation, and improve sinus symptoms, because I also have, like, I get chronic sinusitis. FEMX, I was taking Myosense, which has got myo-inositol in it, but in my last appointment they were out of this, so this is just a temporary replacement for Myosense. This is to help reduce androgens and estrogen. And then we've got DIM powder, which reduces the conversion of hormones to testosterone. So that's my little supplement stack at the moment. I take all 4 of these in the morning, and then over nighttime after dinner I take the DIM and the NAC. So those are my little supplements at the moment. So in my last vlog I mentioned that I finally got my period back after not having a period for about 4 months. So I finally got my period back. I had an ovulatory cycle, so I went 120 days without ovulating and then finally had a period, which was huge. And then guys, because the vlog that I said that in was filmed well over 4 weeks ago, I had another period. So I had a 30-day cycle, which is so fucking amazing. Like, I can't even tell you guys how good this is. So to go from an 120-day cycle, which is 4 times the amount of a normal cycle, to then go to a 30-day cycle is just so good. I think this is one of the shortest cycles I have ever had, especially since coming off the pill. So since coming off the pill, all of my cycles have been at least 40 days, some of them like 60 days, some of them way longer. And even before I went on the pill when I was 17, I'm pretty sure all of my periods before then were like 35 plus days. So even back then I still had really long cycles, but to now have a 30, oh, I'm getting a call. Hello.
Damn it, I always do this.
It's okay, say hi.
Hi.
And tell them you're coming home today.
I do it every time. Every time a camera comes out, it's like, excuse me.
He senses it coming out.
I sense, I'm like, no, I want the attention, not the camera.
They know that you're coming home today.
Yeah, if our flight comes in, but it has been
his
delayed
flight, yeah, his flight, the initial one that got cancelled due to weather.
So just come off 12 and a half, 13-hour night shift and into a 3-hour delay at the airport. So
he's a tired boy.
Tired boy. But we'll get home at some point.
I can't wait for you to get home.
I know, I can't wait to be home.
Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I had a 30-day cycle, which is amazing, and I'm so happy about it. It just, was it the last vlog? No, I think it was the vlog before. I was getting a little bit emotional and started to feel a bit defeated because I felt like I was doing all of the things, putting in all the work, and then nothing was working. But then I finally got my period, and then I had normal length cycle for the first time in ages. So I just finally feel like all of the hard work I've been putting in is starting to pay off, which I'm so grateful for. And also, like, my fatigue is getting so much better. I, for like 6+ months, had like barely any energy outside of work, but I'm like finally getting to a stage again where I have the energy to do things outside of work. I've been starting to get back into the gym a little bit. I've been going on so many more walks. I've been able to go out for the day and do things after work and everything like that, because my energy is just on the increase, and it's so amazing. And like, obviously I have my days, like just before the period that I just had for like a week, I was quite tired, but that's bound to happen for most people. Just before your period, you're bound to get a little bit more fatigued because of everything that's going on in your body. But all in all, my energy has been so much better, and it's just amazing because it feels like it's been so long since I've had good energy. So that's amazing. I have another appointment with my naturopath tomorrow. We're going to do a little bit of a follow-up. I haven't spoken to her. It's been maybe like 2 months, I don't know, something around there since the last time I spoke to her. So I haven't spoken to her yet since I've had any of my periods. So I get to sit down and talk to her on the phone tomorrow and be like, hey, I've had 2 periods since the last time we spoke. And I'm sure she's gonna be ecstatic about that. I did not enjoy my oats this morning. I've been obsessed with that meal recently. It's been on heavy rotation, but I think this morning I think I cooked my oats a bit too long, because I get paranoid about not cooking my oats for long enough and having them still be slightly hard when I'm eating them. So this morning I was like, I need to make sure they're fully cooked. But I think I overcooked them, and I think they soaked up a bit too much liquid, so they were really like gluggy. I don't know how to explain, but it was kind of like eating slime almost. So that wasn't a vibe. So note to self, don't overcook the oats next time. I'm just gonna do a quick little cleanup of the kitchen. I just want to have the house in a nice state for Lucas to come home. Not that I feel that I need to, and he obviously doesn't expect to come home to a clean house at all. He will never expect that from me, but I just want the house to be nice for him to walk into and feel like a nice, clean, safe, calm space when he walks in. So just gonna give the kitchen a quick clean, and then I need to leave for work in an hour. morning, guys. Happy Thursday. Thursday? It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Welcome home, baby.
Thank you. It's good to be home.
Yeah,
Just eating breakfast.
I'm watching a bit of Jeff Nippard. If you're a fitness person, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. I've been a bit of a domestic goddess this morning, if you will. I'm just in one of those moods where I've been on a roll. I'm on to my second load of washing. Still have 2 more to go. Gave the kitchen a clean, put some clothes away, hung some clothes up, cooked Lucas breakfast, swept the kitchen, just a few things. I've just been in one of those moods where I've just been like on a roll and felt like being a domestic queen. So that's what I've been up to this morning. Apart from me doing that, we have had a bit of a slower start this morning. We didn't go to the beach for the sunrise or anything like that. Obviously Lucas has just come off nights, so he needed to catch up on sleep. That was priority this morning, so we didn't set an alarm and we just slept in. Well, I tried to sleep in, but my body woke me up at 5 AM. That's when I'm used to waking up, so that was great. But he stayed in bed for a little bit and I just lied in bed with him getting some cuddles because he was a little sleepy boy and needed to catch up on some sleep. I do have the day off today. It's my weekend, so I have today and tomorrow off. We're just gonna have a little bit of a chill day today. Obviously got some housework done this morning, and then I'm going to have a heavy editing day today. Actually, probably not a real heavy editing day today. I don't have that much to get done. I just need to edit the vlog you're currently watching at the moment, which I haven't got much footage for so far. So I have been like having one heavy YouTube day a week. I time block my time. It's something that where is my phone? Give me a second. It's something that I love doing because I feel like it allows me to fit the most in my week. Before I started really time blocking my time, I felt like I was struggling to fit work and gym and housework and YouTube stuff and Instagram stuff. I felt like I was struggling to fit all of it in, but then as soon as I started time blocking, you realize just how much time you have in the day, and it was purely just down to me like procrastinating a lot, spending a lot of time scrolling on my phone. So I have started, I mean, I've always done this. I've done this for years. I sort of just fell off the train of really like sticking to my time blocking for a while there, but in the last, I think like month and a half, I've really heavily gotten back into time blocking. I use Google Calendar and pretty much like time block out my entire week. Not my entire week, like obviously there's some like open spots in there because I always like to leave stuff open because you just never know what's gonna come up. But I like to put most things in there so that I know that I can fit everything in. And I've been making one day, dedicating one day to spend most of the day on YouTube editing. I used to sort of like sprinkle it in amongst all my other days, just like do an hour here, half an hour there. But I find I'm so much more productive with it if I just dedicate one day to it, because I can really get into the zone and spend a few hours doing it. I feel like if I only dedicate an hour to editing, it takes me like half an hour to get into the flow of doing it, and then half an hour later my time block's up and I have to stop doing it. So I'd rather dedicate like a whole day, obviously with like breaks to do other things, but dedicating a whole day to focus on my YouTube, and that way I really get in the YouTube zone. So today is a heavy YouTube day. I have 3 time blocks, 2 hours each of editing. So YouTube, and YouTube. So today's my heavy YouTube day, and then I've got other things like a walk in there, obviously, to like split my day up, and then housework, which I've done this morning. I don't always stick to the exact time blocks. Like I haven't got housework in until 1 PM this afternoon, but I was in the mood to do it this morning, so I did that instead this morning. And then when I'm supposed to be doing housework later, I'll just do a bit more editing. So there's that, and then we're probably gonna head to the gym at some stage today, just because my energy is feeling pretty good. I haven't got gym on my schedule today, but gym, when I decide to go to the gym, is very heavily reliant on my energy on the day, because as you guys know, I do struggle with fatigue quite a bit. Obviously my energy is a lot better since working with a naturopath, but fatigue is still something that I am very careful of and very mindful of. If I wake up on a certain day and I don't have much energy on that day, I'm not gonna push myself to go to the gym and then have no energy for anything else in the day. I'm very careful how I spend my energy, so if I only have limited energy, I'm not going to go to the gym and spend all of my energy there. But today I feel like I have quite a bit of energy, so we're going to head to the gym at some stage amidst all of the editing that I'm going to do today. So I'm super excited for that. It is so nice to get back to a stage where I'm able to go to the gym again, have the energy for it again, and I'm also looking forward to it at times. For like 6 months I went to the gym like once because of my energy and because of all of the work that I was doing. I spent a while where I just wasn't going at all, so it's really nice to get back to a stage where I am looking forward to the gym again. So we're gonna go do that at some stage today, but for now I think I'm gonna make myself a coffee and then I'm gonna sit down and get stuck into some editing. I just realized that the pink shorts have a rip in them, so I gotta change. He's got his little baby bowl of cereal as a pre-gym snack.
If it works, it works.
That's a small bowl for a big man. Hey guys, I'm sorry if the quality isn't great. You're on my phone because my camera is currently flat. I just got off the call with my naturopath. It was my first time speaking to her in almost 2 months, I think. No huge changes, to be honest. I'm continuing to take all of the supplements that I'm currently taking, which I mentioned earlier in this vlog, I believe. And then I'm also gonna start taking chest tree again. I think that helps to promote ovulation and a few things like that. So I told her that I finally got my period and then also had a 30-day cycle. And she was obviously very happy about that because that's a sign that things are improving. However, we need to make sure that I have 3 consistent consistent, regular cycles before we assume that things are as they should be, because obviously that 30-day cycle that I just had may be a once-off sort of thing, and the current cycle that I'm currently on might end up being long or whatever. So we just want to make sure that I have 3 consistent cycles before we assume things are going well. So just continuing on everything I'm currently doing, I did mention to her that I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed with the anti-inflammatory diet that I'm on. If you haven't watched my other vlogs, I'm currently on an anti-inflammatory style of eating to help reduce inflammation in my body, because she had suspicions that I had some inflammation in my body that were suppressing some hormones, which is why I wasn't ovulating, which is why I wasn't having a regular cycle. So we were doing an anti-inflammatory style of eating, which was no gluten, no soy, no red meats, no white potatoes, no refined sugars. There's a whole bunch of things that I wasn't supposed to be having, and I was getting a little bit overwhelmed with it, to be completely honest. I am someone that does not do very well with restriction. I am huge on having everything in moderation, and as soon as I tell myself I can't have something, I just spiral. So I wasn't doing very well with it. Also, I am someone that gets quite overwhelmed with meal planning, and the thought that I have to plan what to eat every single night for the rest of my life stresses me out, even when I don't have any limitations on what I can be eating. So the fact that I had a bunch of limitations on what I should be eating made me just get absolutely so stressed out every single night when it came to figuring out what I was going to have for dinner, because there were so many limitations around it. So I said to her, I was honest with her and said, I have not been doing amazing with this, because it's always so important to be real and honest with any medical professional that you hire. You never want to lie to them and say, yeah, I've been sticking to the program, I've been doing everything you've asked, blah, blah, blah. You never want to lie and say that you always want to be as open as possible, because otherwise how are they supposed to help you? So I said to her, to be completely honest with you, I have not been sticking to the anti-inflammatory diet as much as I should. I've definitely been better with it, not having as much inflammatory foods, but I have been not as amazing as I should, because I found myself getting quite stressed about it and overwhelmed by it. And she said, okay, that's okay, try and stick to it where you can, but I don't want you to stress over it or anything like that. Just try and stick to the 80-20 rule, 80% whole foods, 20% of those gluten containing, soy containing, refined sugar containing foods, stuff like that. That is completely fine, which I mean, I kind of already knew that she didn't want me to be cutthroat about it, but I was still getting a bit overwhelmed every day. And she said, that's okay, just do what you can. So that's good. And I feel good and a bit better about the nutrition side of things now. I eat pretty healthy anyway, and Lucas and I eat mostly whole foods anyway. We're both pretty switched on about our nutrition. So yeah, I already naturally don't eat that many anti-inflammatory foods. I just didn't want to feel like I couldn't have any. So that's good. We are doing an updated blood test just because we just wanted to see how things are going. I will see her again in 4 weeks to look at the test results of the blood test and see how everything's going. And then after that appointment in 4 weeks, I'm probably not going to see her again for another 3 weeks, because she's just going to give me a bunch of repeats of the supplements that I'm currently on, and I'll just do that for 3 months, see how my body goes, see if I have 3 consistent cycles, and then we'll meet again in 3 months. And then if I have 3 consistent cycles, what we're going to do is start weaning me off all of the supplements that I'm currently on. Obviously my body right now is probably really used to all the supplements I'm on, and that's really helping my body in creating balanced hormones and a regular cycle. So we don't want to just randomly cut out the supplements and then have my body freak out and then not have a period for ages again. So I'll keep taking the supplements as I am for another 3 months, and then we'll start to wean me off them. So I think she said we'll start taking them every second day for a little while to let my body adjust, and then go to every 3 days and then every 4 days until I eventually don't have to take them anymore. And hopefully my body will be able to adjust and do what it needs to do without the help of the supplements. I think she's sort of let go of the idea that I might have PCOS. I think that's not really at the forefront of her mind anymore. I did mention that she was worried that I might have PCOS, but currently that's not at the forefront of her mind. If my cycle still happens to be really irregular and whatever over the next 3 months, then we might start going back down that route again. But currently everything seems to be going well. I told her that my energy has been improving, which is amazing. At our next appointment after I get my bloods done, she said that she might give me a few supplements to help support energy production. So yeah, that's where we're at currently. I just wanted to give you guys a very quick little update because I know a few people have been following along my journey because I've gotten a couple messages from people who are going through similar things, and they said that they appreciate me sharing my journey. So yeah, that is where I am at currently. Had a pretty good gym session this morning. I can't even tell you guys how nice it feels to have the energy to get back into going to the gym and training again after having barely gone for quite a while. So that was really nice. Had a pretty good session. Trained some back and shoulders, which is my favorite. I think we're just gonna chill out for the rest of the night. We're gonna watch Inside Out, the movie, because we are gonna go to the movies tomorrow to watch Inside Out 2. It's been all over my Instagram and all over my TikTok. Everyone's been saying that they absolutely loved the movie, so we're gonna go watch Inside Out at the movies tomorrow. So, and I haven't seen number 1 yet, so we're going to watch that tonight and probably just have a little chill night in.